If you're looking for the best VR headset for DCS, here's a list you must see. We made this list based on our personal preference and sorted it based on their features, prices, quality, durability, and reputation of the manufacturers and customer feedback. Also, we've included options for every type of customer. So let's get started. At the first position of our list, we have Oculus Quest 2. The Oculus Quest 2 both improves on the spec sheet of the original Quest and delivers it for cheaper, with a new LCD at 1832 x 1920 per eye. The Quest 2 offers exceptional clarity for an entry-level headset, through which you can enjoy a slew of games either purpose-built for the standalone headset, and thus rendered by the onboard Snapdragon XR2 chip, or beamed from your PC using Oculus Link and a compatible USB Type-C cable. Thanks to Oculus Link, the Quest 2 becomes more than a standalone VR headset. It becomes an all-in-one VR Swiss Army knife, capable of great-on-the-move VR and gaming across Steam VR and Oculus Rift compatible titles. It's now capable of up to 120 Hz refresh rate, thanks to a recent update, making it an even sweeter deal. The Quest 2 is also one of the quickest headsets to get up and running on this list. With inside-out tracking and hand tracking built in, you can go from boxing to up and running in VR in just a couple of minutes. The Quest 2 has also enjoyed a boost in memory capacity recently, and $299 now gets you a 128GB model, which is a sweet boost indeed. Moving on to the next at number 2 with Valve Index. The Valve Index boasts some of the best visuals of any mainstream, commercially available HMD, with a display resolution equaling the Vive Pro, Quest, and Odyssey Plus, but paired with a 120 Hz refresh rate, up to 144 Hz in a currently unsupported experimental mode. The FOV at 130 is also best in class, and there is virtually no detectable screen door effect inside the headset. It also boasts some impressive technology and handy convenience features like per-finger tracking on the excellent Index controllers, USB pass-through for future accessories, and fantastic, crystal-clear audio via the near-field speakers, which hover just off the ears. It's also comfortable to wear, built from carefully selected, high-quality materials with top-notch weight distribution. But all that comes at a price. It's the best VR headset on the market. If you don't consider the value proposition, at nearly $1,000, the complete Index package costs as much as 3 Quest 2s. There aren't many solid use cases for the finger tracking technology either, apart from Half-Life Alyx, which you get for free. The number 3 position is held by HTC Vive Pro 2. The HTC Vive Pro 2 is the latest headset to hit the market, and it brings with it a number of updates on the display front to make it one of the most impressive mainstream options around. The native resolution of 2448 x 2448 pixels per eye is incredible, and when coupled with the 120 Hz refresh rate and 120-degree field of view, makes for one of the best viewing experiences around. Advertisement. HTC has stuck with the satellite setup for the Vive Pro 2 to ensure you get accurate controller tracking, which means you'll need plenty of power sockets to get everything up and running. The full starter kit comprises the headset, 2 first-generation controllers, and a pair of base station 2.0 satellites. The headset is available on its own as well, which is useful if you're upgrading from a first-generation setup. That full kit is surprisingly pricey at $1,399, PS $1,299, while the headset on its own will set you back $799, PS $719. Not exactly cheap. Next at number 4, we have HP Reverb G2. The HP Reverb G2 has won a place here with the best VR headsets, thanks in no small part to its fantastic resolution. If future-proofing your setup in terms of image fidelity is your main concern, it will not disappoint. With 2106 type per eye, the Reverb G2 manages to completely alleviate the screen door effect that can cause issues with some lower-resolution headsets, provided you have a powerful enough GPU to handle it. Still, even playing in lower resolutions, you get to take advantage of great features like the highly inclusive physical IPD toggle on the underside of the headset. The range is impressive compared to other options on the market. You also get a lovely long cable for large spaces and a comfortable headset, though it does fall a little in terms of FOV. The tracking space is also a little limited without base stations, Still, HB counters this with fantastic IMU gyro sensors that are pretty good at predicting movements beyond the tracking area, as long as they are fluid. The number 5 position is held by HTC Vive Cosmos Elite. The HTC Vive Cosmos Elite is designed to address some of the original HTC Vive Cosmos problems while maintaining that model's core specifications. The dual 4.3-inch 1440x1700 displays running at 90 Hz really are worth holding on to. The Cosmos Elite comes bundled with Half-Life, Alex, and 6 months of Viveport Infinity subscription, which at the very least means there are lots of things to try out with your new headset. The Cosmos Elite is essentially the original Cosmos bundled with the first-generation base stations and controllers and a different faceplate. This means you lose some of the original's inside-out tracking's immediacies, but get improved accuracy for the trouble. That's a hit that does feel reasonable in the right games. Half-Life, Alex, for instance, you will need a decent area for you to throw your helmeted self around and know. The original launch price of the Cosmos Elite was prohibitively high at $899, which is one reason it didn't fare better in our review. Still, if you're looking for a premium VR gaming experience, you're going to have to pay a chunk for it, whichever solution you go for. The number 6 position is dominated by Oculus Rift S. Oculus Rift S does a good job of entirely displacing its predecessor, the original Oculus Rift. It was an upgrade over that unit, but in these post-Quest 2 times, this is a tougher sell. It does have an impressive library of games to call on, and that does count for something, but anyone looking at this should probably scroll back up to the Quest 2. If you've already invested in a mid-tier or higher gaming PC, want a powerful headset, but don't want to spend a massive amount of cash for the privilege, the Rift S is still a tempting option. It's still an impressive piece of hardware and a fantastic way for PC owners to dive into virtual reality for the first time. But all that can be said of the Quest 2 as well. Time has not been kind to this headset, basically. Moving on to the next at number 7 with Samsung HMD Odyssey Plus. I'll start by pointing out the great resolution the Odyssey has. 1440x1600 you will likely notice is a popular resolution. There are several headsets that have a similar resolution, another one being on this list. It isn't the best resolution, but definitely will provide much clarity on your screen. Among the non-Pimax headsets, which will be the last 2 headsets we will dive into, the Samsung HMD Odyssey Plus finds itself in the middle of the pack in terms of resolution. Among non-Pimax options, it also finds itself with a fair 110-degree field of view. 110 degrees is typically the standard for headset and definitely affords you some nice perspective. Keep reading and you'll see how your perspective can get better and better with other options. Now, when it comes to refresh rate with the Odyssey, it's going to depend on the power of your PC. If your PC is just powerful enough to handle the Odyssey, there's a good chance it will only give you a 60 Hz refresh rate. 60 Hz is right at the threshold of good enough to not give you motion sickness, and whoa, this game is making me a tad queasy. 60 Hz is touted as good enough to avoid motion sickness for most, but others may feel the need for a higher refresh rate. Luckily, as long as your PC is powerful enough, the Odyssey can also be operated under a 90 Hz refresh rate, which is much better. The number 8 position is held by Pimax 5K+. How about 2560 x 1440 resolution on the Pimax 5K+? The second best resolution on this list, and as you'll notice, quite higher than the first 4 headsets we reviewed. This is going to give you impeccable images as you soar along completing lifelike missions. Now, this Pimax headset is going to give you a stunning 200-degree field of view. That is a whopping increase from the last few headsets. This is extremely close to replicating what is the usual human vision. This is also something you would definitely view as an advantage when flying around trying to get a good view of all that is around you. Though you do have these 2 incredible details and advantages in the Pimax 5K+, there's some distortion and slight object shimmering that occurs with this headset. This can sometimes happen with these extreme increases. However, it is not always the biggest disadvantage to everyone. Some don't notice the distortion as much and love the increased resolution and field of view. Next at number 9 we have Pimax 8K+. Let's start with what is maybe the most impressive part of this headset. The resolution of 3840 x 2160 is phenomenal and by far the best resolution available of all these headsets. This is going to provide sharp images for you as you game creating an ultra-real environment. Users who wear corrective lenses have reviewed that wearing this headset without their glasses have not only been able to see things as good as with their glasses on, but even better than with their glasses on. The clarity is so incredibly unmatched. It will correct your vision and then some, giving you eagle-eye vision. And of course, you get the 200-degree field of view, mimicking your real-life ability to see all around you and use peripheral vision. There can be a bit of distortion and object shimmering accompanied with this. However, the resolution and field of view combined do the best job imitating your everyday vision capabilities. If you want the most realistic replication of your everyday vision, then the Pimax 8K Plus is the best DCS World VR headset you can buy. Finally, the number 10 position is dominated by PlayStation VR. If you want to play VR games on a console, then the PlayStation VR system is your best and pretty much only bet. It combines a neat headset that looks semi-futuristic and is surprisingly comfortable with a superb range of games that's been slowly expanding. You can play games like Star Wars Battlefront, Rogue One, X-Wing Mission, Eve, Valkyrie, and Batman Arkham VR, as well as Astro Bot Rescue Mission, one of the more interesting recent VR games. If you have a PS4 or PS4 Pro, then PlayStation VR is one of the more affordable ways to play VR games, especially given that you don't need an expensive gaming PC. Yet with the Initiative Move controllers and movement tracking, you are still getting a rather high-end VR experience. But you don't just have to use it for games, as it can also be used to make watching movies more immersive. As such, if you're a PlayStation fan and want to get into VR games, the PlayStation VR is highly recommended. One thing to also bear in mind that the PS5 also has support for PlayStation VR. The only problem is that it doesn't play nicely with the Move controllers. But there's good news, as the PSVR 2 headset is in the works, and it will bring with it a pair of new controllers. That's all for today. We upload tech product review videos every single day, so don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon for the upcoming video notification.